So we are doing the molarity triangle tutorial, and let's take a look at example number 3. In this example, we're looking for the volume of the solution, and they're going to tell me the mass of the solute, and they're going to tell me its molarity or its concentration. And first thing I want to say is when you use the triangle or you use the molarity calculation, you're actually going to be calculating the volume of the solution. But since we're assuming that the salts are 100% soluble, dissolving the salt in the solution doesn't change its volume. So you can just use the volume of whatever the solute you're dissolving the salt into, which would be water in this case. So we want to know the volume, which means we want to solve for that bottom right-hand corner of the triangle. And in the top, I have moles, so I need to figure out the moles of my zinc oxide. And in the bottom, I have molarity, which they told me was 1.20. So I can just plug in 1.20 for that. Okay, so first things first, let's figure out how many moles of solute. They gave me the mass of the solute. They said that you're dissolving 44.0 grams of zinc oxide, and I just need to convert that into moles. So step 1, I'm going to take the mass that they gave me, 44.0, and convert it into moles. So I need to look up the molar mass. Anytime we go grams to moles, we're always going to use molar mass. So I need the mass of a zinc and the mass of an oxygen added up together. And I just added up those numbers off the periodic table, and I got 81.39 grams. Oops, we don't want all that. That's a video link. In the numerator, I'm going to put 1 mole, and then I'm going to calculate that. And when you calculate it, you don't want to round. You want to write down your rounded answer, but you don't want to round it in your calculator. So when I rounded it, 0.451 mole was my answer. But again, I'm going to leave all those digits in my calculator. Okay, so I'm actually going to copy this because this is going to go into my calculation for moles and molarity. This is actually going to be the number of moles. So I'm going to paste that in there. So now I can find the volume of my solution. It is going to be in liters when I find this volume. So I am going to have to convert the liters into milliliters since they ask how many milliliters. Okay, so we're going to divide the moles by the molarity. We're using our triangle. And the molarity they gave me to be 1.20. So the denominator is 1.20. M is the unit for molarity, ENO. And I can calculate that. Again, I'm not going to round it so much, but I got 0.451. And at this point, you're kind of at your final answer. So go back and look at your original quantities and see how many digits they had. And they both had 3 digits, those ending zeros at the end of a decimal count. So this is my 3-digit rounding. And then the last step I'm going to do is to convert that into milliliters. So this time I'm going from liters to milliliters. So that's base to milli. And that's 3 decimal jumps to the right. So 0.451 is going to become 451 when I convert it into milliliters. And that is my final answer. Thanks so much for joining me. This has been the molarity triangle tutorial.